Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our pre-market post-wave report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from postwavetrading.com, home of the world famous post-wave price trigger reports. I need to remind you, it is critical that you take advantage of our steep discount, our biggest discounts ever. If you go to postwavetrading.com, you can receive the monthly pro reports for $99 a month. You have no idea what a discount that is. And you can get the 1 year annual membership to the pro for only $997. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this while you still can. These rates are about to be gone. We're going back to our normal rates, which are much larger than this. Why do you say? Well, if you are a subscriber to the Pulse Wave reports, then you would already know the answer to that. Because if you've been riding the Bitcoin wave that's been happening, well, guess what? Our subscribers got the notifications about this days ago before this breakout even happened, because that's the power of the Pulse Wave reports. Just catching this last move in Bitcoin would have paid for a year's subscription at our normal rates, more or less the discount rate. So it pays for itself, folks. Again, can you imagine being long this Bitcoin from the beginning? Well, you could have been if you were a subscriber to the Postway Report. So take advantage of this while you still can. Also, don't forget, our schedule has changed from 9 to 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard New York time, Monday through Thursday. We have the bullpen. All right. This is our live trading session with all of our pro members. We do this twice a day. We do it in the morning and then we do once in the evening. All right. So in the evening, you get to watch me execute my trades live. And then we have Q&A. Same thing we do in the mornings, but in the evenings, it's just slightly different because we're actually moving things around and getting in and out of these markets. And then, of course, we have our Thinking Outside the Box podcast. It starts at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard New York time, Monday through Thursday. So you definitely don't want to miss Thinking Outside the Box. That is done exclusively over on Rumble, since we're not censored and we can do whatever we want to do. We can say whatever we want to say. So that's how we roll, folks. So let's jump right into the thick of things and see what's going on here this morning, because there are some things jumping. First and foremost, starting off with the US dollar, it's up 51 pips at 106.04 after briefly dipping into the 105 handle in the overnight session. Euro off 60 pips at 106.39. The pound sterling off 53 pips at 122.06. The Aussie is bucking the trend. It's up 13 pips at 63.69. Bitcoin futures up 3,020, trading at $34,505 after topping out in the overnight at 35,260. And guess what? Ethereum has gone along for the ride. Remember, it's been in a bear market, and now you're having a bear market rally. It's up 116 and a half at $1,829 even. Crude oil off 23 cents a barrel at $85.27 per barrel. Nat gas right now is setting it unchanged at $2.92. Gold down $11.60 an ounce at $1,976.20 an ounce. Silver is off 18 cents an ounce at $23.02 an ounce. Copper right now is at $3.59. Dow futures up 155 at 33,221. SP 500 up 20 at 4261 and 3/4. And the NASDAQ 100 is up 64 points at 14,776 even. Russell up 14.3 at 1,690.40. And soybeans up 3 right now at $12.90 a bushel. You got corn down 3 at 486 a bushel. And wheat is down 6 at $5.81 a bushel even. Now let's scan for our morning 2-bar Charlie setup, starting at the top here with the dollar. Nothing there. Scrolling, nothing there. Got close in the Aussie. Got close, but nope. Got close in the Bitcoin too, but nope. All right, let's see. Still scanning. All right. Nope. So far, not a one. Had a couple of close ones, close calls, but nope. All right. Looks like we don't have any. Got close in corn, but nope. Okay. The last one on the list, wheat. Wheat has a bearish 2-bar Charlie setup. That means you can expect an all-day down day with the market closing in the red. So wheat is our only candidate this morning. Now, as far as market news, let's jump right into what you need to know for this morning's trading session. Very, very critical. All right, so the first thing on tap, let's see here. Give me just a second. Got a lot of tabs open right now. I tend to keep that going. All right, so for today, here's what we got to talk about. As far as the markets, we got the warning signs. An investment firm says point to an impending recession. In tech, former employees of unicorn startup Carta describe working under an erratic and vindictive CEO. And in business, the wave of pop culture's reboots and revivals is about capitalizing on our loneliness. But first, more pain to come. Treasury trouble. If you've paid even a bit of attention to the market over the past few months, chances are you've heard the commotion over U.S. Treasury yields. Specifically, the 10-year Treasury yield has gotten lots of attention. On Monday, it briefly surpassed 5% for the first time since 2007 as the sell-off in the bond market continues. Prices and yields are inversely related. The more people sell treasuries, the higher yields go, and vice versa. Now, that's caused a lot of pain for stocks, as the returns offered by bonds look better by comparison. But even if you have zero interest in the market, treasury volatility impacts you. Insiders Jennifer Soar highlighted the different charts showing how soaring bond yields affect U.S. customers. From mortgage rates to personal loans and credit card debt, there are lots of ways consumers are feeling the pain. Treasury yields climbing means the cost of getting cash for everyone else increases. Since treasuries are debt obligation to U.S. government, they are considered one of the safest investments. That right there is misleading because any investment carries risk. But they want to say, oh, it's minimal risk. There's no such thing as minimal risk because anything can happen. All right. And yes, the U.S. government has defaulted numerous times. They just have very clever ways of covering it up. All right. Now, while you may think you're a better debtor than Uncle Sam, good luck finding an investor not related to you who will lend you money for less than what the federal government is offering to pay. As a result, treasuries serve as the de facto benchmark for lenders. The riskier the debt, the higher it'll be compared to the 10-year treasury yield. All right. So, with that in mind, the average American is just screwed. At least one high profile investor has already closed out his bet that treasury prices would fall. That would be billionaire Bill Ackman, who said he closed a profitable short position against 30-year Treasury bonds. But does that mean that the route to the downside is over? Not quite. Ackman said there are too many risks in the world to keep betting against U.S. government bonds. Treasuries are widely considered to be among the safest investments in the world, and investors tend to flock to them during times of heightened uncertainty. The economy is slowing faster than recent data suggests, Ackman said in a post on X. So, yes, Treasury yields could fall, but it likely result from an economic slump that comes with its own set of headaches. Before the opening bell, Jeremy Siegel makes the case for stocks. The famous Wharton professor isn't worried about inflation or interest rates. Even geopolitical risk pose an opportunity for stock investors because stocks climb the wall of worry, he said in an interview. The state of the housing market in all 50 states. Well, market research firm Moody's estimates that U.S. home prices are 15.7% above their fundamental value. But on a state by state basis, real estate varies from being undervalued, such as Maryland, to overvalued, such as North Carolina. A recession still looms despite strong economic growth. Investment firm Raymond James warned an economic downturn could come despite data indicating strong GDP growth. These are key warning signs, from consumer headwinds to high borrowing costs. In tech news, insider culture of absolute fealty to an erratic and vindictive CEO. Former employees say Carter has been fraught with discrimination and harassment. The unicorn startup is embroiled in legal battles with former employees, many of whom are alleging retaliation. In a leaked email, NVIDIA is paying its Israel based employees a bonus. Plus, the company is planning to raise at least $10 million in humanitarian aid by matching donations. Meanwhile, Microsoft shut down internal employee discussions on the Israel Hamas war. Flexport layoffs came as a relief for some employees. Former Deliverr and Shopify employees said the job cuts capped the end of a multi year roller coaster. Multiple complicated acquisitions and integrations, compensation issues, and culture clashes. The sad, lonely secret behind America's never ending wave of Marvel movies. Nostalgia is a strong, powerful emotion that motivates making so many reboots. But the rise of nostalgia masks an even greater feeling that's permeating younger generations. And that's, you guessed it, loneliness. The $3 billion edtech darling that threw lavish parties struggled to vet tutors and laid off hundreds of staffers. We're talking about Go Student. Was a point of pride for the European tech scene, including landing a $340 million funding round. But less than 2 weeks after throwing a massive party, an entire office was shuttered and the first round of layoffs hit. Most of the world's largest advertisers have stopped buying ads on Elon Musk's X. Exclusive new data revealed that an overwhelming majority of the world's biggest spending advertisers have pulled away after Musk's acquisition. In other news, Israel is now waging war on three fronts: the Palestinian territories, Lebanon, and Syria. Recent turbulence, including a shocking arrest, make China a stormy place to do business right now. Google must pay an executive $1.15 million in a gender discrimination lawsuit. Inside the implosion of dark kitchen startup Kbox Global, one of the first investors of OpenAI thinks most AI startups have become way overvalued. You don't say. Student loan borrowers are missing out on debt relief and cheaper monthly payments due to poor customer service. Now, I mean, it's bad enough you have a imploding economy, but then you're gonna hit people with horrific customer service. Mm. Well, on today's agenda, nothing but net. The 2023-24 NBA season kicks off today. Games today include the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns versus Golden State Warriors. Britney Spears' memoir is published today. The Woman in Me covers Spears' rise to fame, family, and her 12-year conservatorship. In earnings today, we got Microsoft, Alphabet, Coca-Cola, Spotify, Snap, General Motors, and a host of others. I have to tell you, man, the world we live in is getting crazier and crazier and crazier by the moment. I don't even know how to call it. It's getting to the point, man, where there's so much going on, like literally. It can be it can be a challenge just to sift through all of the so-called news because the bias and the censorship on what's coming out, it really it's really depressing because now you have to go even harder and you have to sift through so much garbage. But that's why you have me, because that's what I do. All right. I go through all the foolishness so you don't have to. Okay. That's how we roll. That's what we do. All right. So, as far as where we are headed today, well, as far as the alerts go, we don't have any two-bar Charlie setups except for in the wheat. But we do have a couple of notables. We did have a positive bot check in the Aussie dollar, and we did have a rally alert in the New Zealand dollar, or better known as the Kiwi. We had a crash alert in the Japanese yen, and we had a crash alert in silver. All right. So if you are a subscriber and you have not done your homework, you haven't logged into your dashboard, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, later today in our Thinking Outside the Box episode, what are we going to be talking about? I'll be honest with you. Right now, I have no idea. Now, I'm going to tell you why I said that. Why I think we have no idea. It's because there's so much to talk about. There's so much going on. And there's so many important things to talk about. And I just don't know where to begin, man. I'm being honest. I don't know where to begin. But I think I have an idea. There's a couple things we do need to discuss, some housekeeping type things. And I think that's where we're going to start. So we're going to look at the elephant in the room, which is this war and what's happening and where things may be headed. So with that being said, smash that like button, share these videos with friends and family. You never know who it may help or encourage or inform. And I'll see you back here for Thinking Outside the Box at 11:30. And that's Eastern Standard New York time, okay? So, and that's exclusively on Rumble. You can follow us on Rumble. I think there's links in the description of this video. And if not, then you just go to Rumble, type in Pulse Wave Trading. You'll see it. All right. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.